I
Because
didn't, I didn't think I was going to be the leading scorer in the county, but I mean, I started off. I had a good start of the year. Like I was like I think like my first like probably like my first 4 or 5 games. Like I might have been averaging like 28 points a game. Like I came out cooking. You know what I mean? So that kind of gave me the confidence and stuff like that. So
what
you
was
know,
it? What was that first? What was the first moment where you realized that? Like, what was the first moment during that year? Because I know you remember it. Everybody that has that moment remembers that time. Like, oh, that was a game right there. What was that moment for you? What was a big game for you your junior year?
probably that me game. That me game we played Reese up there because like I said,
29.
me and him both had 29. We was going at it, and they was up. I think they was up 6 late in the game or something like that. And then I went on like my old 8-0 run and all that type of stuff. And I mean that was a good game. I just like that game because they didn't think we could beat them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did you have any rivals by this time in high school?
Nah, I never really had any rivalry. They used to try to make a rivalry between me and my boy Lerman at Broadneck, but you know, like that
That's just
wasn't.
around the way. That's probably was around the way thing. That probably
Yeah,
was
you know, that was my
people.
boy. Yeah, that was no
Yeah,
rivalry. I
yeah.
It wasn't no rivalry. You know what I mean? Like,
Hold on. Why wasn't it a rivalry? Because it was your man, or because you were destroying him? Let's just keep it real. I just want to know.
oh, I'm destroying them. I'm destroying them. Yeah. I never forget that. They put that in the paper. He shut me down. How you shut me down? I had 27 points. I was like, okay, let's shut down. He was good though. He was good.
Yeah,
He,
yeah.
mhm.
No, that kind of stuff, man. Like I say, I ask these things because people don't really realize, like, when you 16, 15, 16, and you hear these type of things, like when I used to hear people telling me all the time about Brandon Riley, Brandon Riley, Brandon Riley.
Yeah, yeah,
I ain't trying to keep hearing about Brandon Riley. That's
yeah,
my man.
yeah.
He know what I know. We love each other. I mean, that's my man. Love is there. But I don't want to keep hearing about that. But that's
Nah,
also why I got to the point to where I got this, because I kept hearing that. So
yeah,
I'm always interested to hear that story.
yeah. I just was like, man, forget. I'm like, man, every game. I'm just trying to go at this. I'm trying to go at somebody straight up.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I don't care who you are,
Yeah.
where you at. I'm gonna try to get a bucket. Win first, bucket second. I win.
Your coach Tom Albright said that you were the total package in your junior year. What did you feel like was your best attribute as a player in your junior year going into your senior year?
That's a good question. I think probably my leadership skills. I was a leader and stuff like that. You know, and I was type of person where I'm like, come on, let's get up. We need to practice. We need to go get some shots up. We need stuff like that. So I think that's probably my best attribute. My work ethic too, because like I was type of person where if I had a bad game Friday, I was in the gym like the next morning, like just form shooting. I mean, I've had days where I'm form shooting after a game. You know what I'm saying? For like 20, 30 minutes, just doing form shooting. You know what I mean? So I think that in my work ethic.
Who was a person that kind of like instilled that in you from the beginning? I know I didn't ask you that in the beginning. I asked you when, but I never asked you who. So
Yeah.
who was the person that kind of instilled that work ethic in you for the sport, or necessarily for how you are as a person?
It was a couple of people. I had really good little league coaches. Like I mean, like really good little league coaches where they didn't just roll the balls out and let us scrimmage. Like we would go weeks without practicing, without
Mm.
scrimmaging. We was just fundamentals, fundamentals, fundamentals. So my rec league coaches at Galesville, Wells Dixon, and Steve Lacey, they were big on. They set a good foundation for me. I mean, they had me since I was 5, you know, all the way up to high school. So they set a really good foundation for me as far as like fundamentals and not going through the motions and stuff like that. My cousin Nolan, he was real. He was like I said, he was tough on me. Like I said, he was driving from, you know what I'm saying, from Landover down the country to come pick me up to make me go play pickup. I mean, he was definitely instrumental. I tell people that all the time. His commitment to me really helped a lot. You know what I mean? Especially like I said, not having an older brother. Um, you know, having him to really look out for me and made sure I was doing the right thing. You know what I'm saying? That really helped me a lot. You know what I'm saying? I could never repay him for that.
Yeah, that's what's up, man. Shout out to him. Shout out to those that inspired you to be who you are today.
He had me around. Now he had me around some goons though.
You know that's gonna. You know that's.
Yeah, he had me around some goons. He had me around. He did. He had me some. You know, around some goons. But you know, what I mean, some places I don't know about if I want to go. But
yeah. Now as an older person, you won't go. But back then, you're like, hey, let's get it. Let's go.
I'm hanging out with big cuz, man. You know what I'm saying?
That's
we going hoop slide. That's all I was worried about, hooping.
Right. Exactly.
I got my Game Boy in my hand, so you know I wasn't tripping.
I'm good. Yeah, exactly. Okay, so now it's your senior year, and coming into your senior year, man, obvious that they were going to be relying on you. Your coach was already acclaimed at the time. He had more wins and state titles than any other coach in the county. So everybody obviously could kind of revere and know what he was talking about when they said that you had the total package and that you were going to be coming back ready to go. And how was it coming in to that senior season, and what was your mindset then? And was college involved, or were you still on just, you know what I mean, kind of just on a day-to-day type of situation?
Yeah, like I had some schools, like Naval Academy, Colgate, Coastal, some of them. But you know, I almost transferred I almost transferred to Annapolis my senior year.
Oh my God! Why? What was going on with that, Will? How you gonna leave? How you gonna leave down country to go down the road? How you gonna do that?
Because because everybody on my team left. So all the dudes that played for me, they left. So since all of them left, I was like, man, I need to go. So then I played with Annapolis in this thing called Peace in the Streets. And where we used to play against teams from like Baltimore, New Bern, North Carolina, and Philly. So I played with them, and me and Thomas was working out all summer together because we played AAU together. Me, him, and Marcus Johnson and Kyron Belt. So I already played. So, you know, of course, on them AAU trips, they telling me, go ahead, man, you need to come on. And then whatchamacallit, and then whatchamacallit was like, man, come on, do it. So I talked to my mother, and she was like, wasn't trying to have it because my aunt lived right there in Annapolis, so I easily could have went there legally, you know. And I was gone, and I remember people thought that I was gone. Like I remember going to a game and stuff, and everybody was like, "Man, you transferred to Annapolis?" I mean, even my coach asked me that. My coach was like, "You know, are you leaving?" Like everybody thought I was leaving. I was close for real. If it wasn't for my mother, I probably would have been gone for real. Because I looked at it, I would have been in the backcourt with Neil. It'd have been me. I'd have been in the backcourt with Neil. Then I'd have had Thomas and Marcus on the wings, you know, and then Travis at the post. I'm looking at us. I'm like, shoot, you know what I'm saying? It's crazy. And then it was, you know, the crazy thing, but I know a lot of people don't even know this. I almost went to Meade.
That's crazy, man. I would have never imagined that you would have been going. If I would have said any other place, I would have said Annapolis, maybe even South River.
No way. South River, yeah. Right.
No, that's what. But that's what I'm saying. Like, but to say me out of all the places.
Yeah, man. One of my old heads up that way was trying to get me to go there. You know what I mean? Yeah, I almost. A lot of people don't know that. That's almost went when that Annapolis thing almost fell through. Almost went to me.
Wow, man!
I'd have been there. I would have came there right when basketball season started.
That's crazy. That would have been wild in itself. That'd have been totally different.
I would have been in the backcourt with Lil Eric. So I'd have been up there with Lil Eric and Doug and Lil Eric, Doug, Jeff Charles, and Terrell. I'd have been good either way. You know, man,
that's a lot parallel to like kind of my senior year too, because at first the first year that they instilled that you had to sit out a year if you transferred in county was in 2008.
Oh, so that's why you didn't go to. Because I'm surprised you didn't end up at Old Mill or something.
I lived in Millersville.
Yeah.
for pretty much the bulk of my high school career, and I had a special transfer just because my mom worked there.
Yeah.
So when it was all said and done, I was ready to go to Old Mill. And the only reason why I didn't go to Old Mill, because if you remember in 2008, AJ went to Old Mill. He left Severn.
He transferred back from Severn, yeah.
And if I would have went to Old Mill, then Perry Wright would have left Cardinal Gibbons.
So what y'all starting out would have been if you had went?
We didn't even care. Like, that was the conversation. We didn't care. Like, because it would have been me, Brandon, Deontay, AJ, Perry, and literally whoever else. We did not care about none of that.
Yeah, Deontay
on the other flip side, like you say with the Meade thing, the other flip side, I was going to go to Arundel.
Oh, I heard that.
Because Mandel went there.
Yeah.
JB was already there, and me and JB wasn't cool yet, but I already knew that we would have been cool.
Yeah, because Jordan was late. Jordan was the opposite of his brother. You know, his brother was my man. So
Lou and Damien was cool.
Yeah.
So, you know what I mean? That was a kindred spirit. They was kind of kindred at that time. So I was ready to go there, but then I was like, man, I got to sit out a year. I'm not sitting out a year. I want to get to play with them.
Yeah.
So I just scrapped it.
Yeah.
Same thing.
Yeah, a lot of people knew that. A lot of people knew that I almost went to Annapolis. Like when I say it was close, like it was real close. It was like I begged my mother. I was like, you know, I begged, and she was like, "Nah, you can't. Nah, you can't do that." And trust me, it was a tough decision because I didn't want to leave Mr. Albright because I didn't want to leave Mr. Albright because I had I had a great relationship with him. He had always looked out. But I think my senior year, I wanted to play with more guys that played basketball. You know, like
you want to be competitive.
Like I had KT, like don't get it twisted. Like KT could hoop, James them could hoop, but they was young. You know, Cole could hoop.
KT was come on. Every time you at that time you posted KT hooping, I said, man, come on, man. I have never seen no live footage from back. I know, but I was like, come on, man, it's crazy.
Ask your brother when he come down the Ville. We used to hoop at the school across the street from your aunt.
Oh, I know for sure. I definitely know. But that is just funny footage.
KT can hoop. You know what I'm saying? But
shout out to my cousins, man.
Yeah, when I played with like Thomas and Marcus, and Neil didn't play with us in that tournament, but I knew he would have been good too. Like man. That could have been scary. I mean, that Meade team could have been scary too. But yeah, my old head, he really tried to steal that deal. He tried to get me to go there because I never thought about it. And then he was like, "Listen, man, you can go here, man. I got you. You can stay with me during the week and all this." And I was like, I'm looking at the roster. I'm like, you know, hey, okay. You know what I'm saying? Eric was more of a distributor. Jeff was more of a trash man. Terrell did anything. Like if I went to Meade, I probably still would average the same amount of points I averaged at Southern because those guys, Jeff and Terrell, anytime I miss the ball, they're gonna get a putback. And then in transition, oh my goodness. Little Eric, Mr. Rock. Little Eric wasn't selfish.
Not at all. At that time, especially. Mm-hmm. He could do a lot. And I didn't even really know how much of a presence he was on the court until I started doing research on him as well.
He was very underrated. One of the best matchups I ever watched was him and PJ playing against each other on JV.
Oh my God, I can't imagine that.
Because like PJ averaged like 30 on JV.
Yeah, I could have this one, and people might not even think that seeing PJ now, but yeah, I already know he was crazy. I know.
Oh, no, PJ was like that, and it was crazy because I think me and PJ could have played good in the backcourt together, but I don't know. Mr. Albright really didn't. I don't know if he just was scared off by his size or whatever, but man, we could have been good because PJ could shoot the ball, I could shoot the ball, and then KT.
He was at Southern with you?
Yeah, PJ went to Southern.
Oh man, I never knew that. I didn't know that.
Now my PJ year behind me. Now that following year though, he balled. When him and KT was in the backcourt, they was hooping. But they could have.
Kamari should have been down Southern.
Yes, especially living in Galesville. Yeah, you're right. Every school. He was at every school that wasn't. If he lived in a district, he didn't go to that school. Every school he went to. I'm just kidding. He did. But I know.
No, we're gonna let it. We'll let it go one day. We gotta let it go one day.